It was a quiet evening when I saw him walk into the bar. I didn't know he would be there, but then again, I hadn't expected to be sitting with someone else either. My heart skipped a beat when I saw him, but I kept my composure. Wasn't doing anything wrong? Was I the man I was sitting with? John was someone I had met a few weeks ago. He was charming, easy to talk to, and for the first time in a long while, he made me feel like I was worth something. But there was a reason I hadn't told Jason about him. Jason, my boyfriend of 2 years, the man I loved, the man I trusted, the man who I thought I would spend my life with. But lately, things had been different. Jason was distant, cold, and busy. It wasn't just the work hours. It was the emotional distance that I couldn't ignore. I tried to talk to him about it, but he always dismissed my concerns with vague excuses. "I'm just tired," he'd say. It's nothing personal, but it felt personal to me. It felt like I was losing him piece by piece. And then there was John. He listened to me when I needed someone to talk to. He made me feel seen, something Jason hadn't done in a long time. It wasn't that I was falling for John. It was just that I needed someone to fill the void Jason had left behind. But that evening, I realized just how badly I'd messed up. Jason stood in the doorway, his eyes fixed on me. I could see the pain in them and something else, something deeper. He was angry, yes, but there was also a sadness that broke through the mask he was trying so hard to wear. I couldn't find my words. What could I say? How could I explain this, John? Seeing the tension, immediately stood up, trying to make things less awkward. "I think it's best if I go," he said, his voice careful. But it wasn't his presence that made everything hurt more. It was the look on Jason's face. Jason didn't even acknowledge Jay's departure. His eyes were locked on mine. But his words, those were what shattered everything. "You've been seeing him behind my back," he said, his voice low and raw. "But what hurts the most is not that you're with another man. It's that you didn't trust me enough to tell me what was wrong." I could see it now. The hurt in his eyes, the betrayal he felt. He wasn't angry about the physical presence of John. He was angry because I had turned to someone else for comfort instead of talking to him. "You think I don't care?" Jason continued, his voice trembling slightly. "I've been working so hard because I wanted to give you everything. I wanted to make sure you had the best of everything. I didn't realize I was losing you in the process." His words were a punch to my chest. I felt the weight of everything. It's the guilt, the regret, the realization that I had let it all slip through my fingers. I had been so wrapped up in my own hurt that I didn't see how much Jason was hurting too. I had made him feel unimportant while all along he was doing everything he could to make me happy. But it wasn't just the hurt in his words that broke me. It was the fact that he didn't shout, didn't throw accusations, simply gave up. He didn't fight for me. He just turned away. As Jason walked out of the bar, leaving me sitting there with the mess I'd created, my heart felt like it had been ripped apart. Wanted to run after him, apologize, beg for another chance, but I knew it was too late. The damage had been done. I thought I was the one who was hurt, the one who had been neglected. But in reality, I was the one who had failed him. And what hurt the most was that he had stopped caring enough to fight for us. I didn't chase him. I didn't even try to call. I sat there numb and broken, realizing that the man who had once been my everything had left. Not because of another man, but because I had given up on us long before he ever did. That night, I learned the hardest lesson of all. Sometimes when you're looking for someone to fill a void, you might just lose the person who is already holding your heart.